Hi there, and thank you for watching my video. This is Warda, creator of Be Extraordinary, the ultimate achievement in everything that you do. Are you struggling with designing your website? I know I was. I will share with you 5 simple tips to implement when designing your website. Your design is an integral part of your website. It will determine if people are going to come back to visit it or share it with their family, friends, social networks, all that great stuff. Believe it or not, it even affects your search engine rankings with sites like Google, Yahoo, Bing, and all the other ones. There are certain things that you should limit or avoid altogether. Now here are some of my recommendations to a better looking website. Tip number 1, make sure your site is easy to read. Use white space. White space is important because it's easy on the eyes of the reader. So if you have too much text in large paragraphs, you will overwhelm your reader. Use headers, subheaders, and lists on your contents. Bold your headers to show a separation from the actual content that supports the header. Use bullet points as needed. Bullet points create white space that allows your content to be easy to read. Bullet points also act as a sorting tool to have the reader find the things that they're specifically looking for. Now don't forget to use paragraphs. I recommend having a maximum of, I'd say, 3 sentences per paragraph, unless of course the sentences pertain to that one whole subject header, and that's an exception, but you still want to break it up there. Now tip number 2, the type of font is important. Sometimes we think that if we use the fancy schmancy fonts that your site will look more sophisticated or make it stand out more. Well, that's the contrary, folks. Your readers will not appreciate content in fonts that are hard to read with these fancy schmancy fonts. When a reader is browsing your content, their time is of the essence. They don't want to struggle to read through your content and posts. So, you also don't want to use small fonts that will have the reader struggle to read the content on your site. I mean, I wear glasses, so it's important that the fonts are not that small. A comfortable reading experience is your ultimate goal. Remember, the more comfortable they are reading your content, the longer they'll stay and the more they will share your site with friends and family and social networks. Tip number 3, music and videos. This is one of my pet peeves, folks. There's nothing wrong with adding videos and music to your site. As a matter of fact, I highly recommend adding videos to your site because they're a great way to generate organic traffic through search engines, as long as they're tagged correctly with good keyword use, and that's an important part there. However, my pet peeves are when I visit a website and all of a sudden the background music automatically starts and comes on, or the video automatically plays, and all of a sudden I'm startled. You don't want to do this. Your videos should have a play option so that it gives a choice to the visitor to watch your video or not. Imagine if a visitor comes to your website and the volume is on their computer is on full blast, and your video automatically starts. That's not a good practice. And your visitors won't appreciate this, especially if they're at work. You don't want to do that to them. Now, tip number 4, limit the use of Flash if possible. Flash is a very useful tool to building your website. However, some people overuse Flash. Even though we live in a time where almost everyone has high-speed internet, however, yet there are some people that still have the slower connections out there. So be respectful of that. Now, I'm not a fan of websites having those Flash introductions. This slows down the speed of entry to your website. People are impatient these days, let's face it. We're in a now world. So they want everything now and yesterday, as a matter of fact. So waiting for your website to load up is not the reason why they came to your site. Absolutely not. The exception of using a lot of Flash is if you have a major video site and there's a lot of graphics and medias and you're a major production company. However, you must keep in mind that Flash is currently not supported by Apple. So if people are using their iPads, well, they won't be able to see your videos. Now, moving on to tip 5, colors are important. The use of color is another important part of your web design. Now, make sure you're using warm colors in your sites. Browse to the website yourself. If at any point your website becomes hard to read or hard on your eyes because of the colors that you used, then you may need to change some colors around to some more warm and cozy ones. Give them the experience of wanting to come back to your website, share your website with their family, their friends, and social networks. Of course, there are a lot more things you want to be careful of when especially designing your website. I've shared some of the most important ones that I think are kind of like the foundation of your design. So remember, use pictures and videos in your site to make it fun and create a diversity of different types of content. You want to cater to all types of visitors. Some visitors may be auditory, visual, or they're just the reading types. So please be aware of that. I wish you the best of success in all that you do. I thank you for watching this video, and as always, be extraordinary, my friends.